Hello, nerds. Sorry that we couldn't be there tonight on the episode, but I'm here with your 2025 N.R.D. Rumble winner, Owen Carpenter. And as his advocate, I would like to say to you, DDJ, that we were going to be training harder than we've ever trained on this quest for the crown. And we're not going to stop until we take back the crown to our household. If it can't be me, then it might as well be him. So, with that said, I just want to wish you the best of luck, but know that wait, what is that, Owen? What'd you say? You don't want me to be your advocate?
No.
No?
No.
To what? What is that? Oh, what? You found somebody else? What? Huh? Oh man, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. You're wishing me the best of my future endeavors? That's awful. That's awful. So who's it gonna be? Who's gonna be your helper? Anybody but him, Owen. Anybody but him. I know he's a former king, but anybody but him. Oh man, I can't believe this happened. Greetings, Earthlings! It is I, Spaceman George, and me and Space Cadet Owen are coming for the crown. You Earth Kings do not stand a chance against the mighty space duo of Spaceman George and Space Cadet Owen. We are coming for you, the broadcast, and then world domination!
You're watching the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is T, it is D, it is still the king for now, DDJ. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. The Royal Rumble happened yesterday, everyone. Holy shit, was it emotional.
Holy shit, was it emotional. I'd like to go through the night in order.
Sure. So we started with a 6 a.m. start time. First of all, what are our thoughts on that?
6 p.m.
What'd I say?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. Well, I mean, somewhere it started at 6 a.m. I didn't say where.
I hated the 6 p.m. start time. I thought we were pre-show starting at 6 and the show starting at 7.
I agree. And I just had a thought on it. Maybe they're starting it earlier and earlier just to adjust people for when Mania is not at 7 o'clock. When it starts at 12 noon, when it's in London in the next 5 years.
You know, I hear you guys, didn't like it stuff. And maybe it's just because of my experience watching it last night and stuff. I actually liked it because it's like, okay, it's 6 o'clock, it was over. It was a little after 10. I'm still sitting up. It's, me, my wife, Jovan and Sean from, one of my podcasts that I produce, Shooting Shit, and then Sean's girlfriend. I think after that, we ended up staying up 2 hours playing That's What She Said, so...
I don't mind it.
I like the end time.
Yeah, I don't mind the end time. It's one of those, I feel like, and obviously with them being in, obviously like I think there's gonna be a pay-per-view in France. Well, I'm just saying like with other international pay-per-views they've had, the time difference is gonna be there. But like I feel like recently they've been just kind of all like it's been 6 or it's been 7.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't even think they announced like, oh, the pre-show starts at this time. Like hammer that shit in.
It was announced. I don't know how much they pushed it, but I do remember seeing that's like.
I feel like they used to do a lot better job of plugging.
I'll agree with you there. But you also got to take into account, like with Netflix and Raw, that especially when they're because they're getting ready to go on a European tour right before Mania. So Raw's going to be starting at like noon, 1, 2, like for a little bit. So I mean that could be part of it too.
No, it'll still air at 8 p.m., right?
No, they said Netflix came out and said that wherever it's at, that's when they're gonna broadcast it on Netflix.
So I gotta watch Raw while it like hold on, let me take some notes real quick. Oh my god.
Let me adjust your glasses. Did you see that Cody Rhodes did that?
Does this Crossroads look better with 1 or 2, 3 or 4? It's wait. It's you remember the air puff thing, but it's a picture of Asuka. I know you don't do that anymore, but it's a picture of Asuka, and then all of a sudden, mist it just turns green and boom, right in the eye. So yeah, the women's rumble was first. I don't mind them starting with the women's rumble.
No, I thought, and I gotta say, I thought the women's rumble was very entertaining.
I think the women's rumble, as a total match, was better than the men's because, and I'll repeat this when we get to it. The men's rumble, I feel like they didn't have a potential winner enter that match till number 16 with Roman Reigns. Like it was a completely backloaded rumble. I didn't care about your Santos Escobars, your Nakamura's, but the women's match, I feel like
they went out hard though.
They did. Like, trust me, like the second half of that rumble was far better than the first. But like the women's rumble, you had Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Chelsea Gray. Like it was all kind of spread out. I know Charlotte, who eventually won, came in at 27.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it could have just, it was a very wide open field. There was Charlotte, who we all thought was probably going to win, and then it was just wide open beyond that.
So, but see, the thing is, and this is something, again, we were talking about before recording, about the internet wrestling community going crazy. Like, everybody's pissed that Charlotte won, but to me, having Charlotte win made the most sense.
Oh, absolutely.
It made the most sense.
It made the most sense, and it's just, and like, I think, Tom, you were the one that said again right before we started recording, wrestling fans are the worst part about wrestling. And this last 24 hours or so, I'm really starting to believe that. And you guys know me. I've always tried to be a glass half full kind of guy, but it's just, it's so hard. And it's just like, you see this so much, and it's just like, it almost makes me want to just get off social media and, just because it's like, you can't escape it anywhere. And that's bad because I like to use my social media to keep in touch with all of my friends and stuff, and it's just like wrestling fans are making me causing me to kind of not want to do that anymore. And it sucks.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even read the things anymore. Like, I'm like, all right, like I'm done. I don't care. You hate everything.
Yep.
Nothing they could have done would have been done right. So like, okay, if it wasn't Charlotte, then who? You've got Bayley to get the back-to-back, and that, I mean, I love Bayley, so that would have been awesome.
Yep.
But like that to me didn't make as much sense.
Yeah.
No,
Jordan Grace, but like you shouldn't win the Rumble at your debut. I don't think that would have made sense. So it would have been cool, but wouldn't have made sense.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the concept of Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley, and I hope we get that. But I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, it would have been a nice story, but like again, going back, Charlotte made the most sense. And like you said, if not Charlotte, then who? Like,
if she wasn't the NXT Women's Champion, I would say Julia to get her onto the main roster. Do it that way.
Well, I think Julia eliminated Jordan Grace, so I think there's your stand and deliver matchup probably.
Whoa.
So
I wouldn't mind that at all. And speaking of NXT superstars, shout out to Roxanne Perez for being the Iron Woman.
Hour 6, I think.
Hour 7, I believe. Something like that.
Close enough, man.
That's breaking Bayley's record from last year.
Yep. That's like, I know in the Rumble there's a lot of like kind of sit in the corner, but still to do anything for an hour and 7 minutes. Like we tap out on this podcast in about 75 minutes or 45 minutes. So I'm like So
I think overall the women's Rumble was good. I think it showcased a lot of the women got really good moments.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Like there weren't as many botches as normal. They got, like, I don't know. I was talking to my friends who were here who don't watch wrestling, and I'm like, what I love about this is I feel like this is an opportunity for WWE to get a finger on the pulse.
Yep.
Of, do we want to see this versus that?
Yep.
For men and women, like just to fast forward real quick to the men's Rumble, like they gave Penta an opportunity with a lot of different people.
Yep.
And I think it was to see who do people want to see Penta wrestle?
Everyone.
And yeah, but like with like Jacob Fatu, like they did that. I thought in the Women's Rumble, like we got that. Alexa Bliss coming back was awesome.
Yes.
And I'm glad she didn't win. I don't think that I don't think it would have made sense. Like she's not that guy.
Yep.
I agree. I mean, like, it was great to see Alexa back. And one of the things
that
too,
pop.
But like one of the things also too, and this kind of, obviously we'll probably hit this again when it hits we get to the Men's Rumble. It, to me, I guess you could say, lack of surprises isn't so much, I don't see why, again, people are disappointed by that. I look at it as a fact that they have these rosters that are so deep. You don't need them.
You look at that first women's Rumble. Now I understand it's partially like,
it was brand new.
Let's give these women who never got the opportunity. But like half that field, I don't think was active.
Yeah,
right. But I mean, you look at it now, and the thing, and I mean, yeah, like you said, you had everybody knew Charlotte was coming back. I think Alexa and maybe Nikki Bella were probably really like the only two genuine surprises out of all that, and that was fine. I mean, like,
so we had three come ups, right? We had three callbacks. We had Nikki Bella, which I'm assuming is a one-off.
I think she's with the company. I've heard.
No, the way she sounded, she's got a shirt on WWE Shop too.
Okay, well, we've got Nikki Bella then. Alexa Bliss, who people have been wanting to come back.
Yep.
And is finally, ideally, hopefully back. Maybe it was just a tease and she'll go away again and then come back with this, like, whatever.
But by the way, shout out to Michael Cole for that line about the internet said she wasn't coming back.
Michael
said she wasn't coming back.
I'm giving highlight of the night to commentary. They had me roaring.
Oh, they were fantastic. They were fantastic.
That trio was really good.
Yeah. So overall, we would all agree Women's Rumble, enjoyable.
Very enjoyable. And just a side note on the three things really quick about the Rumble. As far as surprises go, I don't think technically they're kind of surprised, but like just the NXT call-ups and the different ones they brought up. They brought in Lash Legend and Jada Parker. It was one of those,
Stephanie
we're giving
Vaquer,
these girls
Julia,
some chance to shine. Yeah. Julia, Stephanie Vaquer. But no, it's really cool. And just, again, to see the depth of that roster and how great that is. As far as presentation goes, and I know this is, more on the presentation of women than men, but like how many entrants came into that Women's Rumble and you were like, who is it? Because you don't recognize the music. And like, there's no visible, like, I know they have those short, like, dugout high signs of like the signs, but you can't see that in the shot they do. So you're like, who is it? Who is it? Who is? Huh? It's that person. So that's just a production thing.
Indiscernible. I don't know who.
Like, put a screen above the entrance.
Not even.
Take out 10 rows.
Give the women unique songs.
Well, yes.
Or but something again,
it's one of those they don't. I don't even think it's not necessarily a problem with it not being a unique song. It's you don't hear it that often. Like Candice LeRae came out on Friday Night SmackDown. I hadn't heard her theme in weeks because she'd just been coming out with Nia.
Right.
So like, what's her theme? But a good production up that I give is the bar they had at the bottom of the running line.
We love that. Like we were talking about that.
Yeah. Especially for people running a Royal Rumble pool as we did. I didn't have to like go to Wikipedia. Okay, who's got this number? Who's got like they're just constantly reminding you like Jey Uso's 20, Roman 16, Cena's 23, stuff like that.
And they tell you like how many people have been in, how many been eliminated. Yep. So like, and to me, that was probably in all the years I've been watching wrestling. This is probably the closest presentation I've seen to pro wrestling being treated as a real sport as ever.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was great.
I'm a big stats nerd when it comes, especially baseball. Like I love stats and looking at all the different things, and I just felt like that was big into that right now. Like I'm watching in real time. So
it made me understand what was happening.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's just, and especially with, like you said, Raw being on Netflix and stuff, they're getting all these new eyes or people that maybe haven't watched wrestling in a while. Like I have my nephew who I go to Milwaukee Brewers games with. He has with Raw being back on Netflix. He's gotten back into it, and
Yep.
like that's something for us to talk about stuff. But I mean, it's stuff like this that maybe someone who's new, someone who's hasn't watched in a while.
Yep.
It's really, I think it's a great thing to kind of like help them, maybe get caught up, understand everything. So no, I absolutely loved it. Me and the guys we're big fans of when we were watching last night.
Here's my question. Why on earth was it on Peacock?
I think it's internationally because they've got NXT and SmackDown are also in Europe.
Sorry,
on
I'm
Netflix.
Interrupting. Stevie Wonder is performing at the Grammys right now.
God bless. God bless. Still got it, man.
But yeah, I didn't understand
John Cena.
I didn't understand why it wasn't on Netflix, because I was literally that day like, I'm gonna just get rid of I don't need Peacock.
Hang on to it, because we're still getting the PLEs and
documentaries and all the old episodes. I think
we're still having everything on there until I think it's next year, I believe, or later this year. Jesus. When the deal with Peacock expires, then everything's going to be going to Netflix. It's internationally right now.
Yeah,
is everything's on is on Netflix, and I mean, if you get a VPN, you can.
I'm not doing that. That involves me learning about technology.
Speaking about things that people won't learn about, tag team match was up next at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the Women's Rumble live, so I fast-forwarded through the tag match and a bit of the ladder match to get live. So I didn't really watch much, if anything, of that tag match.
You know what? Honest. I'll be honest. I didn't get to see it much live either because, being at, an Airbnb with my friends and stuff, everybody's cooking stuff, and they're like, "Hey, Dennis, can you go run to Walmart because we need this?" And I get back, which is fine. I mean, they're doing all the work, and I'm kind of sitting there with my son and stuff, so it's like, they mean I gotta, I need to do something to help out everybody. And stuff. So I mean, I'd have it on my phone just to listen through, my car speakers on the car driving, things like that. But I mean, I just finished watching it again on my downstairs, waiting for it to come on with you guys. And I told a lot of people this was a match I think I was looking forward to most.
The tag match.
To be honest with you, the tag match, because 2 out of 3 falls, these two teams super talented on a PLE, everything and stuff. But honestly, this match felt like something that I should have seen on like SmackDown. Like this didn't feel like a PLE quality match.
No, I barely paid attention to a moment of it. I didn't know it was 2 out of 3 falls until the first pinfall happened. Like how little attention I was paying. I'm like, oh, the match is over already. Cool.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize, there's only 4 matches on tonight.
Right.
And I didn't realize it was 4-2. I was like, there's got to be another match in here, right? But so the 2 out of 3s match happened. Also, when I was fast forwarding through it, I just saw Dawkins standing up, and not Dawkins,
Montez Ford.
Montez, yes. And for a split second, just like because I know he's got that chest tattoo now and the beard, I thought it was Gable Stevenson, and I was like, what the fuck? Oh no, it's. And then I saw Dawkins. I was like, oh, it's the Street Profits. Okay, got it.
Right, and it's just like something like I just felt like that's a match they could have done on SmackDown.
They could have, but again, it's the Rumble. You need filler,
Yeah,
so
sure.
Or you know what? That should have been done at Saturday Night Main Event.
Then we had
there you go.
But then we had a great match.
They're trying to make the SmackDown tag division work, so I'll give them credit. They're trying. At least they defended the titles, unlike the Judgment Day.
Well, they said this was the first time that the titles have been defended on pay-per-view since I believe it was WrestleMania.
It's possible.
I believe that, if I remember correctly, this is the first time the WWE tag titles have been featured on a PLE since Mania. I'm not 100% certain that's the case, but pretty certain that's what I thought I'd heard.
Also, just to touch back on the Rumble really quick, shout out to Harold the Puppet, Commissioner Harold the Puppet, for winning a T-shirt in that Rumble. Shout out to me, who would have been the king had we put the crown on the line in the women's match, because I had 27. So just saying, shout out Charlotte Flair for keeping me relevant because we all know that I'm the goat of this broadcast. Just saying.
Whatever.
You're not right.
I am. But the ladder match happened, and Jesus Christ, R.I.P. Kevin Owens.
Jesus, that was a thing. And commentary won the match.
Again, they were fantastic.
Their excitement over the little ladder had me
not the little ladder
rolling on the floor.
And one of the things too that I really liked about that match was Sami Zayn. Like he came down, like he was showing genuine concern for both guys. I was kind of almost waiting for Kevin Owens to see him like checking on Cody and being like, dude, what the fuck? And I'm thinking, okay, this is how we get to Mania with these two, which I still think we are. I still think we're getting KO versus Sami in some kind of fashion at Mania. But I mean, it's just awesome. The Sami element just added so much. But I mean, my God, this to me, this was the match of the night.
They told one. I'm not a big Cody guy. I like Cody. I'm not a big Cody guy. They told one hell of a story. Everything like, some of those matches you're like, you did a spot, a move just to do. Mm-hmm. Everything felt very intentionally placed.
Yep.
Like there was meaning behind each move.
The only thing I will complain about was when Cody dangled from the
holding the belt.
And he came around.
That just didn't work for me. Purely because I think it just could have been done better.
I like that he came around to the other side of the ladder. I was like, gotcha.
That set up, I think that set up the pop-up powerbomb, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I think it could have just been done a little bit cooler. But other than that, I have like no complaints on that match. I was not ready for it to be over when it was over.
That Alabama slam, Jesus
Christ.
My God.
Good Lord, those two worked so well together.
But see, it's not only the Alabama slam, but the fact that Cody, while having this guy who's obviously bigger than him, like holding on to him, he had to do a quarter turn. It wasn't like he was set up in position. Like he had to do a quarter, I think it was counterclockwise turn to set up that move. And that to me was just as impressive as hitting the move.
Yeah.
And it was just like Kevin selling of it too, just hitting it perfectly.
I thought he was
putting the head through the oh my God.
Kevin Owens is I will still die on this. I think Kevin Owens is disgustingly underrated.
Oh, 100%.
Like
they just got to stop giving him title matches at the Rumble.
This is what like his.
I think he's 5-0-5, something like that.
No, he won one because I believe in 2018 when he was the Universal Champion. I think he beat Rollins.
Oh, okay, yes.
I just feel like he has everything we want as a top guy. They just won't give him the reins, if you will.
It's like I'll take what you just said, which I agree with. Maybe put my own little spin. It's like if I feel like if we didn't have like all the guys we do at the top, Cody, Roman, Cena now, Punk, everything. It's just almost like he's in the right place at the wrong time.
Yep.
For the longest time with WWE, he has been at the right place, but just not at the right time. And I fully agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep. So
there's too many top guys right now. There are. And that's like a cool problem to have, right?
Yeah, it's a great problem to have.
Yeah.
Look at the stories we can get. And I don't like half the top guys, but look at the stories we can get. This is great.
Yep. Speaking of the stories we got in the men's Royal Rumble, which was the main event of the evening.
Penta's feet touched. Both feet touched.
It did not. It was okay. It didn't touch. Shut up, Tom. Penta's fine. We're all fine. Go back to AEW and root for this fuckwad.
I don't get involved in the
hold
dirt
on,
sheet.
Danielle's what? I was not fine at the end of the Rumble. I'll send you the video. It's not good. I was an emotional mess.
I watched I don't know what it was, like a video on Facebook or something of someone talking about the Penta spot where he got eliminated, and where he didn't get eliminated, and there was a good commentary on. It's like we can suspend our disbelief, we can go along with whatever. don't, as a commentary team, this guy was like ripping apart Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
Insult our intelligence. Because Wade Barrett's like, no, immediately. 1 foot touch. But the other commentary, I don't know who it was like, after reviewing, it definitely, only 1 foot touch. We had to review the tape.
I say just throw the referee under the bus. Go, oh, he's saying, it's referee's decision.
Yeah.
And go with something like that.
Michael Jackson right now.
What's that?
Someone's performing as Michael Jackson, and I don't know who it is.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe it's independent wrestler Santana Jackson.
Oh, jeez.
He wishes.
Mike Santana Jackson?
No, there's a guy, and I don't know if I ever showed you guys a picture, but I swear to God, there's a wrestler named Santana Jackson who does.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that the guy that dresses a Michael? Like he puts you in a DDT and then moves?
Yeah, I met him at an indie show like a few months ago.
Yep, I've seen that guy.
He's cool as hell, actually.
The men's rumble was well booked at the end. Arguably Triple H's best Royal Rumble night as a booker overall.
I'd
the
agree
beginning,
with that.
it started off very slow. Again, like I mentioned.
Great.
Well, no. I'm saying in terms of potential winners being in. Like you're
Right.
watching, you're seeing great wrestling happening. You're seeing I Show Speed, RIP to I Show Speed. Holy
God
shit.
bless I Show Speed. I didn't
bless
give a
him.
shit about that man. And then he took that here, and I thought, oh my God, I care about him. Is he okay?
Did you guys see? I think he posted on his Twitter or Instagram or something the picture, and he was like had a crutch, and he was
the crutch in the neck.
Yeah,
because they interviewed him on WWE Socials, and they're like, so what hurts more, an RKO from Randy Orton because he was involved in the Logan Paul match a couple of years ago? The Battle of Pride. Like, what hurts more, an RKO from Randy Orton or a spear from Braun Breaker? And he goes, all I heard was, does it hurt? It hurts. It all hurts.
One thing that I really that I popped for at the beginning of the Rumble were the first two guys, because it was Rey Mysterio, and I'm thinking we're sitting there watching, and and he comes out, and I'm talking with Sean and Jovan, and I'm like, well, who do you think is going to be number two? And I was thinking it was going to be Dom. We were going to start out with Rey.
I thought Dom too.
I thought so.
But then when Penta came on, we were all like, oh my God, we want this. We need this now.
I was hoping Dom would come out number 3.
It was amazing that Rey and Penta stood in the ring for a very long time and did nothing.
Yep.
They did,
and they didn't have to. And
right.
There's this saying in a lot of different industries, music, wrestling, whatever, let it sizzle.
Yep.
Like what's happening right now, let it sizzle. And my God, did they let that sizzle beautifully.
Yep.
I no notes on them two opening the match and how they went into it. They let the people get their jitters out.
Yep.
It was brilliant.
It was fantastic. Brilliant. I thought it was very cool, again, how they brought in I Show Speed. I thought it was putting Joe Hendry in. I honestly thought he would be number 30 because a lot of people are always like, who's number 30? Oh, it's not a surprise. It's not a legend. That's now this is all we got left, So I feel like you always should put like something fun at number 30 if it's not like a John.
And of course, there are people complaining on social media about the fact that he only lasted, I want to say, about like not even 5 minutes.
I honestly don't even remember him getting eliminated. I remember like looking up at one point and like looking around the screen like, wait, what happened to Joe Hendry?
Roman got a hold of him, but he went after Roman. So I mean, you kind of knew that it wasn't gonna end well for him and stuff,
It was pretty cool though when he came out. I must end up pop.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
It was great. It was just odd to me. I don't think I'd ever seen it before. He's wearing the belt around his waist, and then he takes it off, puts it over his shoulder, and starts running. I think I've ever seen anyone have the title over their shoulder and running. Just me.
I don't believe I've ever. I can't recall anyone that's done that either.
I feel like you're better off with it around your waist. You're fine. But
some notable things I have. Hold on. Some notable things I have.
Okay.
Another wrestling hill I'll die on. Otis is underrated and needs to just be a part of everything.
Agreed.
I think Otis is hysterical and limber and a phenomenal wrestler. Loved him. Sheamus, I hate Sheamus. I fucking hate Sheamus. He's phenomenal.
Oh,
He's so good. Jacob Fatu, I think, had one of the showings of the night.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was expected.
That was expected, absolutely. The Miz needs to be inducted in the Hall of Fame before he's old.
Was he in it? The Rumble?
Yeah, he was in it.
Was he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was 14. I'm looking at it right now. The Miz is, again, I don't like The Miz. The Miz is the greatest thing that's happened in wrestling in so long. He doesn't miss. And he will do the job. He will do the job well. You give the man a microphone, he doesn't screw up.
Nope.
The Miz needs to be in the Hall of Fame before he's an old man. Because I want to see like, not even like a young, because he's like, I don't know, he's around our age. I'm assuming he's late 30s, early 40s, maybe.
I'll look it up.
He's definitely early 40s.
Yeah, because he's definitely older than me. He's early mid 40s. I want to see Miz because he's still in his prime. I want to see that guy on the microphone.
He's my age. He's 44. I'm about a little bit less than 6 months older than him.
Yeah, like I want to see him in his prime still give a Hall of Fame speech because I think he deserves that. So Miz was a notable for me. I hate Drew McIntyre. I've always hated Drew McIntyre. He single-handedly pissed me off more than anything during the Royal Rumble. Wet your fucking hair.
I heard coming out with
dry, flowy hair made me so unnecessarily angry. I hated it.
Apparently, he wasn't too big a fan of somebody in that Rumble match either.
I heard something got messed up with his elimination. Somebody went into business for themselves. He's saying he stormed out.
Yeah, and he stormed out. And the rumor is that the person that went into business for himself, the rumors I've been hearing, and I think JP in our show chat may have put it, that it's LA Knight, I believe, was the one that he was pissed at.
Oh, LA Knight's got to take a walk too. I'm over that.
I like LA Knight. La Knight.
I don't get it.
Also, Rumble,
I will say, was overall very good. We had awesome spots. I think they really were testing the waters of seeing this person against this person and how the crowd reacts. I think that was what they really did well in both Rumbles, was seeing how we would react to Penta versus Nakamura. I never thought of that. I want Penta versus Nakamura so bad. I want Finn versus Nakamura because Nakamura is getting that New Japan feel back, and it's incredible.
I want Braun versus Jacob Fatu.
I thought you were going to say you wanted Braun versus Penta. I was like, I mean, okay, to each their own.
No, I want Braun versus Jacob Fatu. I would do
Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu. I can get behind that. This Rumble made me realize I want everyone versus Jacob Fatu.
Yep.
And that's one of the things I love about the Rumbles, because I think, especially the last couple of years, but it seems like they do that every Rumble with somebody. I mean, go back to 1990, with Hogan and Warrior.
Yep.
The rest of the year, we get these stories that are the same matches over and over for a long time, whatever. The Rumble, we get bits of matches that we're like, ooh, that was a nice taste. Gimme. Braun Strowman needs to go retire. He's got to take a walk.
Don't let my wife hear you say that.
I hate him.
I must say it's my biannual obligation to say I hate. I don't hate many people or things. I hate Logan Paul as a person. He's a phenomenal professional wrestler.
You can't deny his talent. And if that
jump to the table, first of all, I love that they've even announced it. So it's like it's a newly reinforced table, so it's not going to break that easily. So the day that happens, that table's protected, and it means something when that table breaks. But the fact that, because if that's the old table, if he jumps there, that table just boop, done, and he's out.
Yeah.
But I'm watching with Danielle, and I'm like, why would you get off that table and get onto the guardrail there? Yeah. Imagine some fan just went, fuck it, I'm going to get banned, but I didn't see Logan Paul go to WrestleMania. Woo! That would have been fucking wild.
And it's
or like have KSI, he's right there, just boom.
And see, the thing is about that spot with Logan Paul, like he had to nail that, because he was going for with the way those stairs are constructed. you have to go for that top stair. Like you can't get one of the other ones because your feet,
it's not
extend out so much. Like so, he had to hit that jump perfectly, or else that could have ended very badly for him, and he nailed it.
I will not mourn or grieve the day Logan Paul dies. I won't. I hate him. I think he's a terrible person. I hate that I love watching him in a wrestling ring.
Yep.
I will also not mourn or grieve the day where he just stopped showing up in WWE. I don't like him. I don't want to see him. That man was born to be a professional wrestler.
Yeah. And I mean, it wasn't like he just had that spot. He actually did some, because if I'm not mistaken, he eliminated Punk.
Yeah, he eliminated Punk.
And he helped, I think, and by that, I think he helped eliminate Roman Reigns as well, too. I think he might have been
Roman and Seth were tied up, and then Punk. No, I think Punk eliminated because Roman went to clothesline Seth out. Seth held on to Roman, and Punk then eliminated Roman, thus eliminated.
That's right. He got both of them, and then Logan Paul came after that.
I was like, I screeched.
And then you had the story there with Seth, Roman, and Punk. I mean, you had Roman and Seth fighting.
Is a fucking gem.
and what? Yeah, like you had Punk and Rollins fighting. Then you had Rollins take out Roman with the curb stomp on the stairs.
And
stuff. I mean,
did he turn heel? By the way, did Seth turn heel?
I think he did.
He turned heel.
He snapped.
I don't care
because even the crowd was booing him.
Seth can do no wrong in my book. Honestly, I think Seth Rollins has brought back really fun, over the top, larger than life gimmicks. Purely by his style. I want so badly to style that man in a pair of sunglasses or a pair of glasses to wear to the ring. That would be so fun for me. Can we just talk about the end? Can we talk about Jey Uso winning?
I'd like to point this out really quick about Jey Uso.
Yeah.
I think Jey Uso, first of all, we all know here, many of our viewers know as well, I am a John Cena fanatic. He's my favorite wrestler of all time. That goes ahead of Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Macho Man, who I loved as a child.
Wow.
I wanted John Cena to win this Rumble so bad. And I was thrilled when Jey Uso won it.
You know what?
And I'll say this, Jey Uso winning was the biggest surprise they could have pulled off in this Rumble. And it makes sense and not upset the majority. He's so over. It's insane.
I've said this on 5-star takes. I said this in chats and I've said this in person. I think Jey Uso is the most over talent in WWE right now, and that includes being more over than Cody and more over than Roman. Mm-hmm. I'm with you on the Cena thing. I actually had picked Cena to win this. But when I was very happy with Jey winning and again, apparently a lot of the IWC wasn't because they're bitching about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes sense, especially with what happened the week before at Saturday Night's Main Event with Gunther. Like Jey Uso had Gunther beat basically up until like the last minute or two when Gunther just hit the powerbomb and that was it. Yep. And then the promo I think Jey cut on Raw that following Monday. Like Gunther coming, I'm like, they're not done with this.
Yeah.
And I'll say this right now. You can bookmark this, whatever. Jey Uso will challenge Gunther. That match is going to main event night 1, and night 1 of WrestleMania 41 in Vegas is going to end with Jey Uso holding that world title in the air with 70,000 people yeeting.
Completely agree.
Fully agree.
And I'll say this, and I mentioned this.
And anybody that thinks that is bad for business or doesn't think that's wrong,
they're wrong.
Their
name is Tony Khan.
Yes.
And I'll say this, like again, it was very shocking moment, but again, I love Jey, so I was happy. And I mentioned this story before we came on. I'm a public address announcer for a minor league hockey team, and so obviously there's a lot of fighting in hockey. So after a fight breaks out and they clear it, I play a wrestling theme song. First fight that happened today, I played Jey Uso's theme song, and the crowd at a hockey game went ballistic. All the kids were yeeting. I was like,
if you don't mind me
that's
asking,
your Royal Rumble winner right there. Makes all the sense.
Hey, Dave, how many people were in the arena at that game, would you say? I'm just curious.
Close to, probably 700. 700 people.
That's
at a low level minor league hockey
and
game.
To me, when you do something like that and that many people or that high of a percentage of a crowd react the way it is, you know WWE's doing something right.
I think
it's a minor league hockey game.
Yep. I think this is the new yes. I don't want to compare it necessarily to the yes movement because they didn't go with that right away. But this is them like, oh, we see what's in front of us. Let's strike while the iron's hot for a change.
I was getting to the end of the Rumble, and I'm like, wow, everyone in here, the last 6 people, I'm like, any one of them, it could make sense for them to win. Mm-hmm. And then as the numbers dwindle, I'm like, are we like? I started getting excited that Jey Uso is still in it, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I saw Cena and Uso at the end, and I'm like, oh, okay, Cena's gonna win, like, of course. And I'm like, well, what if he doesn't? And I started getting excited about that.
That's how we were watching last night.
Like I was like, oh my god, what a twist! John Cena doesn't, and I want to get into that in a minute, but what better way to pass the torch for John Cena's farewell tour to not immediately win and not immediately get his shot and not immediately be up here in the pecking order, but to put over wrestlers, because Jey Uso's not new. He's been around for a long time at this point, but like to put over these younger wrestlers saying it's yours.
Yep.
So I thought that was, I really thought that was John Cena saying, yeah, like Jey Uso, you deserve this. We're gonna give this to you, and you get your flowers. And I fucking loved it. I stood up from this couch while my 2 friends are here who don't really watch wrestling at all. And I'm like, this is so cool. This is so cool. It's so fucking cool. And I'm pacing back and forth. So I'm like, I'm not even a big Jey Uso fan. I like him, but I'm not like.
You got caught up in everything.
Yeah. I was, and that's it, DDJ. That is when wrestling is awesome, when you can get caught up.
Yep.
And that is why I have a problem with the wrestling community online, because they can't get caught up because they have to be smart about everything. They have to know better. They have to know first. Yep. They have to know what's going on behind the scenes. Who gives a shit?
I don't need, to be honest with you, I think the best part about Jey Uso winning was that I didn't expect it, and then I was genuinely surprised. I love the fact that despite all these dirt sheet writers, all these wrestling websites, all these people who claim that they know a source within the company, all these people like Meltzer and everything, like with all this stuff out there, that there are still times where we as wrestling fans can still be genuinely surprised, genuinely shocked, genuinely moved by a moment, such as Jey Uso winning the Rumble. Because not only was it unexpected, but it makes sense. The fact that he got to celebrate with his son. And I don't know if you guys saw the video that I think got posted on, I think Jimmy Uso's social media or something. He posted a video of Jay coming backstage. Yeah, Jimmy and Jacob.
And Jacob, too. Jacob broke character. It was amazing.
Yeah, and it's just like I love it. And there was also a video that I had seen earlier this afternoon. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It was Rikishi with he was in something, I think he was with Mark Henry. I believe Chavo Guerrero was there and some other people. Awesome. And just him watching his son. Yeah. And he's been on, social media at times being very vocal about the booking of his son.
LeVar Ball out there.
And stuff. But that was a nice moment to see a father watch his son do something.
Yeah.
And I think that's the great thing about the Royal Rumble is that, how we mentioned before, with the lower graphic on the bottom made it feel like a sporting event. That's a great thing about the Royal Rumble. It is the most suspended disbelief moment you have in wrestling, I think, throughout the year, because you're watching it as a real, is this person going to, you're not watching just to be, it's a 30-man, anything can happen, anyone can appear sort of thing. And, it forces you to suspend disbelief.
And we even know because we know wrestling has a script. We understand this. For me, it's oh my God, was that supposed to happen? Like when there's eliminations that happen, it's like, oh, I don't think that was supposed to happen. How then it's like more exciting because it's like, how are they going to come back from that? Because I'm sure so and so had to do something later, or like, oh my god, like, was that really, like they play like it wasn't supposed to happen,
right?
And they're pissed off or whatever, and I'm like, oh my god, is this real drama? Like, the Royal Rumble for me is the best WWE event of the year.
I always say it's my favorite non-WrestleMania show of the year.
I think I look forward to. I think I like
certain
I love
years.
Mania.
I would agree, but see, kind of going back to your comment, Tom, about the just kind of getting caught up in what's supposed to happen, and we know it being a script. All these people that sit here and say, wrestling's fake. Go tell that to Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens after that ladder match.
God.
All those people, but those people that are so quick to call wrestling fake, to me, it is just as real as your CSIs, your Law and Orders, Spider-Man's,
politics,
Avengers, politics, yes, and stuff. But I mean, and this is one thing that when my wife, who she watches it with me, but she likes it a little bit, but she's nowhere near into it as much as I am and stuff. And there's some things she doesn't get and stuff. And I always try to tell her, to me, it's really not that much different than all the cop drama shows and murder drama shows she watches and stuff.
Yep.
Excuse me, and so that's just me, and it's just again, the Royal Rumble last night is a perfect reason. Like if someone were to ever ask me why I'm a fan of pro wrestling, I'd show them the end of that men's Rumble match.
Yeah.
So one last thing we have to touch on is the post show press conference in which John Cena said that he is entering the Elimination Chamber because he served 23 years. And so I just have some fantasy booking that I've scripted out in my head. I think I posted it on page.
Can I get it out before you? Because you always have good fantasy booking. John Cena is entering the Elimination Chamber. One of two things can happen: he can win or he can lose. Right? For me, the clear is, he wins and then he goes to Mania, whatever. I think John Cena loses at Elimination Chamber. And something else happens where he gets his Mania moment, but I'm excited. I'm excited for this. So I'm making my prediction: John Cena puts on one hell of an effort at Elimination Chamber, but loses.
So I agree completely with you there.
How the fuck are the Beatles up for Record of the Year?
They put out an AI album, baby. They used old John Lennon tapes to put together a new song. But so yes, this is my John Cena farewell booking tour idea. So I agree. Elimination Chamber happens. He loses. He is either the first person eliminated or he's the last person eliminated. And so I think if you do it last, it can come down to him and Punk. And so this way you can get that match we all kind of want one more time. That's my favorite rivalry of all time. But so then goes on to Mania. I put down as a fantasy he loses to Logan Paul just because it's like, how can we make him feel super defeated?
I hate that.
Fast forward, John Cena's like, this is my last chance to prove I deserve to be number one contender. I'm going to enter Money in the Bank. I'm going to win the contract for the second time, and I'm going to fucking successfully cash it in this time. John Cena is like, I'm going to pick my moment. Don't worry. I'm not going to do it unannounced. I'm going to tell you well in advance when I do it. He waits until December when the farewell tour is supposed to end. He announces Saturday night's main event will happen in Chicago, his favorite place, at the
Allstate Arena.
At the Allstate Arena, and he will challenge whomever is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know who it is. Now, granted, Saturday night main event is not on the schedule right now for December. Just a thought that they can place it there and give you a mega moment. And so John Cena beats whomever, maybe Randy Orton, I don't know, wins the world title or the WWE title, wins it, and then relinquishes it the next day or immediately following.
Right.
then the 2026 Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia is for the WWE or World Heavyweight title.
I like this.
I don't hate that at all. I don't.
Get Logan Paul out of there, but I like it.
I know there was that rumor of him and Logan Paul. I think they're gonna do Logan Paul and AJ Styles at Mania after seeing the Rumble.
Well, fine.
I feel like in the Royal Rumble they tend to tell you like kind of what the matches are gonna be.
I wouldn't. I honestly, I wouldn't mind Logan Paul and AJ at WrestleMania. I think AJ's.
Yeah. Here's the biggest missed booking opportunity by the Paul brothers. So they announced that they're going to box each other on March 27th. First of all, why? Here's what you should have done. Have Logan Paul wrestle, and guess what? Jake Paul costs him his match at Mania, and that's the reason they're boxing after Mania. Or put the boxing match on Mania. Give me reason.
I would think the fans would shit all over that.
I think, yes. I don't think the boxing match happened because they're going to get paid more money to do it at a separate time. But I think Jake Paul costing Logan at Mania to set up the boxing match would be brilliant. Or imagine, similar to how Shawn Michaels cost The Undertaker the Elimination Chamber, imagine Jake Paul pops out underneath the chamber and then knocks out Logan Paul when he's like about to win the chamber or something like that. That'd be some funny shit. I'm just saying. Yeah. So, also, incredible. I have something that is not announced, that is unplanned, and I'm going to take a page out of my favorite wrestler of all time, John Cena. Now, here's the thing: DDJ regained the crown last night by the skin of his teeth. He retained. Whatever. Listen, pal, I have been on this broadcast for 212 episodes now. I have not missed one. That includes surgeries, honeymoons, weddings. I've still been here every week. Now, I could just have fun with everybody and have Owen Carpenter versus DDJ at WrestleMania. But you know what? I don't think that's enough. We need to add more people to the bar. Now, am I just going to place myself in the match? Maybe down the road. But this is what I'm going to do. I am going to invite 5 patrons to join me in Toronto, Canada, virtually for the Elimination Chamber. We are going to randomly assign everyone a wrestler. 5 patrons plus me. Somebody gets added to WrestleMania for the crown. I have been a part of this show for 212 episodes. I have earned that right to call my shot and invite 5 people. So guess what? I'm going to go to my kitchen because I am hungry, not filming a movie. And I'm going to give all of my competitors 1 month to slander my name and bolster their ego however they see fit. Because I am the greatest of all time, not anybody else on this show. Me.
I fucking hate you.
I'm sorry, are you done?
I am done now. I'm done.
So I want to take a quick give a quick shout out to Nick for like basically because the thing with this Rumble, it kept me going, and I was watching. Like I admit, I was avidly watching my numbers, everything throughout this Rumble.
But we all were.
And when it came down to the final 6, it was basically 3-on-3. He had Roman, Punk, and Cena, and I had Rollins, Logan Paul, and Jey Uso. And I think I posted on chat. I was like, "Yeah, I'm done." And just as it went down and stuff, and I'm like, I'm still in shock. And it's just it made things so much more fun and enjoyable because I kind of technically had a little bit of a vested interest in that.
Yeah.
But I took out one Carpenter. I'm going to take out a second generation Carpenter. I mean, and whoever wins this chamber match. So I get to take 2 people down at WrestleMania.
This guy's out here threatening children. You hear this, everybody? Nick's not here, and his kid's getting threatened.
Why do you think I'm doing it now? Because he's not here.
Classic heel. You want a piece of me? We'll fight, but not today.
I love that.
Also, let's just shout out Lindsay. It came down to Lindsay and Owen in the final 2 and the Patreon Rumble. Fucking wild. The booking we do. Cinema, baby.
But no,
cinema.
It was a lot of fun. Great Rumble. Lots of great moments, and I can't wait to watch Raw here. See what some of the fallout is.
It's gonna be fun. So, yeah.
Shall we call it a night?
I'm gonna call it a night. I gotta go get ready for the Elimination Chamber.
I got to go to the store and get stuff for lunches for the week.
Shakira is performing on the Grammys. I'd like to end this.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to check out Shooting Shit. Check out 5-Star Takes. Check out DDJ all over the place. He's our king of the nerds. Check out Tom's Got Glasses. Check out DJ DaveCTheVoice on Facebook. What happened, Tom?
Shakira.
Oh, do I have to go rewind
Apparently
the TV,
those hips
dear?
aren't lying.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, on behalf of social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, ProWrestlingTees.com/Wrestling NRD Broadcast, Patreon.com/WNRDB, and you can get in the Rumble next year. Maybe you can get in the Elimination Chamber if you hurry up. So until next time, on behalf of myself, DaveCTheVoice, the King of the Nerds, Mr. DDJ, and Mr. Tom says hi, Sasso. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.
Don't go anywhere because usually I say something very sneakily at the end. But since Dave's going ham on our Facebook with all these posts, I'm just going to say it here. Fuck Donald Trump, fascist piece of shit cunt. The leadership in this country is falling apart. Guess what? Black lives matter. Indigenous lives matter. Immigrant lives matter. LGBTQ lives matter. Trans lives matter. If you don't fuck with that, don't fucking watch our show. All right? If you want to have a problem with it, I'll fucking send you my address. Come talk to me. Because you can take a fucking walk. We don't stand for fucking Nazi fascist bullshit on this show. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm going to go watch Shakira shake her ass and just dream about it tonight. Good night.
Yeet. Yeet.